this is Sam, the Frugal Hookah Gardener. I'm outside and I'm going to do a continuation of my fertilizer testing. Remember, I have 5 banana plants. Each of them are going to get a different fertilizer, and we're going to keep track of it all the way on up until when they fruit. So this is the second video, so it's part 2. And I have the same fertilizers. I am missing one. They were on back order. It should be here tomorrow. And then I'll start fertilizing the plant. But I'm going to show you what the plant looks like, and it is in need of some fertilizer. So remember, plant 1 is getting a 20-10-20 water soluble. Plant 2 is getting a 10-5-14. Plant 3 is getting AgroThrive, which is 3-3-5. It doesn't have everything that I would like to have in it, but I want to see what the AgroThrive is going to do to the root system, because that's where the plant starts to grow from. And then we're going to use a general purpose 10-10-10 that everybody could get anywhere. Now this is granule, time released. I don't like using time release because if it doesn't rain, it doesn't wash in. And you got to get out there all the time to break it down and wash it in. And I got acreage, so I'm not going to drag the hose around. So I put the 2 plants that I'm going to use granules close where my hose is, just for this test. And the third one is a 12-6-10. It should be here tomorrow. So I'll put that at the end of this video because I'll water it in tomorrow. So with that said, here's my setup. I'm going to go ahead and mix the fertilizers now so I could go ahead and take it. Now, in these 35-gallon drums, I'm going to mix it accordingly, and that's what I'm going to fertilize most of my fruit and banana plants with right now. But for the test, I'm going to mix up my gallon jugs, and we'll go around and do the test, and you could kind of see how the plants are looking a month later than the first time I started this test. Okay, so the first one is a 20-10-20, which I have down here. Very simple to do. I just take it. The granules, they're going to dissolve in water, and I put that in there. Simple as can be. The second one is a 10-5-14. Now I got everything in plastic bags because I don't want the humidity to get to it, and I'm keeping it inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. Close it back up and seal it. I'm going to put that in the house real quick. And now we're going to do the AgroThrive. Shake it up. I have a cup. Okay, I filled up the cup. Try to put it in without spilling too much. Okay, and when I put water in it, I'll rinse this out and add more. And that's the fruited type. And then plant number 4, I have 10-10-10, about 2 cups in there. Okay, so let me go put this away and then fill up these barrels. Each one is going to get 35 teaspoons. Because it's 1 teaspoon per gallon. I'll be back. Okay, so now I went ahead and put 35 teaspoons in each. You can see it down on the bottom. And when I add water, all those granules are going to dissolve. Okay, this is granule, so it doesn't get any. But the AgroThrive over here, remember I have some in the cup. So I'm just going to rinse out the cup and pour the rest in. Okay, I got it out of the cup. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up. Try not to overflow it. Okay, the same thing I'm going to do with these. I'm going to fill them up. Now these are the water soluble, so it's blended in really good right now, mixing up. Okay, so I'm just going to place these in here, and then we're going to go around and fertilize. Okay, so I'm going to start with this plant, number 5. My fertilizer did not come in yet. It should be in tomorrow, and I'll put that on the end of this video, and we'll count down backwards today. So this plant here has no fertilizer, and some of the leaves got some brown in on them, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim those off. And as you can see, it's growing. Now we've been having some cooler weather and it's been dry out. The only thing that this has, besides the manure I planted it in, is some chicken manure around it. And this is going to be granular, and I'm going to have to water it in. But it does have new growth happening, so it's okay. It just missed the first month, so it's going to be a month behind, but it's looking good. Okay, so right over here we have number 4. This gets the 10-10-10 around it. Trim it up a little bit. All in all, it's looking good. It's got new growth. I like everything about it. The only thing is, remember, 10-10-10, I can still see granules. See the granules? I can still see them on top of the ground. So here I am a month later, and there's still granules on the ground, and I'm going to put some more around it. And that's why I like water soluble. When you pour it on the ground, it goes right down to the roots, and you see instant results. The time released, it still stays on the ground. It waits for rain. It waits for you to water. It takes a long time to dissolve those. So with that said, this is a test. So let's go ahead and sprinkle it around. Okay, so I sprinkled it around real good. Now, see, this is what I don't like. You got to wash it in. And if you're not close by a hose or you don't have irrigation set up, and your irrigation can't be drip. Drip irrigation is not going to wet all the granules. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for now. Luckily, the end of this week was supposed to have some rain, so that should help it out. So let's go to number 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I'm on my way to 3, 2, and 1, but I need to water some of my other banana plants on the way. So you can see this is the 2010-20. It's bluish. Okay, so I filled up a 5-gallon bucket. Now I'm going to go around to only the banana plants that have fruit on it, and I'm going to do a half moon around them. Okay, so this one has a rack on it. And that's it. So I filled this up and I put it a half moon right around it. So we'll go to this side. Same thing, this one's got a rack. So I'm going to do a half moon. Okay, so I did a half moon around that. And right up there I have a rack. And that rack is coming out of the center, so I threw it in the center and it'll go down. You're not going to over fertilize by doing it like I'm doing it. It's water soluble. You can use water soluble on a drip system, irrigation system, or like I'm doing it. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to show you what I got down here, and then I'm going to go ahead and fertilize them. So as I walk around, I have a nice rack to do. Have a nice rack over here, a nice rack over here. And a nice rack over here. A nice rack right there. And another rack right over here. So you can see how healthy my banana plants are. Even though I'm growing them in a clump, I have some nice racks all the way around. Let's go check out some others. I'm just going to do a quick walk around. So I have a nice rack right over here. Beautiful rack right there. Another nice rack right over here. And another nice rack right over here. So let's go on to this one over here. Nice rack, looking nice and healthy. 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 And another nice rack, looking nice and healthy. Okay, so you can see on all my clumps I have a lot of racks. And if I walk around some more, you'll see some more. But what I'm going to do now, off camera, is I'm going to go around and fertilize all these. And then we're going to go out front and water 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm over here in front of plant number 1. It's looking nice and healthy. The base is getting thicker, the plant's growing, got some leaves. I'm going to put the 20-10-20 around it. Okay, now we're going to come over here. This is plant number 2. This one here is a 10-5-14. This plant is getting wide at the base. The leaves are doing good. And remember, right now the size don't matter because these were 3 different sizes to begin with. So let's go to number 3. Okay, so this is plant 3. It's a smaller plant because it started out smaller, but it's looking pretty good. This leaf is a little bit on the yellow side, but that's okay, I'm fertilizing. Now this is the AgroThrive. AgroThrive is just 3-3-5, so you know it should really be upwards of 20-10-20, 10-10-10 or something like that. But this is a test. Okay, so we'll see how this does. Okay, we have another leaf coming out right there, so after it comes out I'll clip the yellow off. Okay, so I have a lot of fertilization I got to do to all my plants, but I just kind of wanted to show you what I'm going through. Here's the test of my 5 plants. I have to go ahead and when I get the fertilizer tomorrow, do the next plant where I haven't been fertilizing because it's been on back order. So anyways, hey, this is Sam the Fugu Hogu Gardener. This is month number 2. Hope you enjoyed my video. Subscribe, give me a like, come on over to my Facebook banana group. The link is in the description. And follow this test. This test is going to go all the way to maturity to see which plants grow the tallest, the thickest, have the biggest rack, the fattest bananas, and so forth. So hey, hope to see you there.